Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Songs of Conquest, where today we are rebuilding the little settlement of South Creek Flats. I guess a lot of the rebuilding is sort of behind us already. Um, and probably we're going to watch it get raised by a huge Baryan army before this is all said and done. So I guess just brace yourself for that. That's my suspicion on how this is all going to go. Are we at the end of a turn? We are. Okay. So we got ourselves another little settlement here, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this one. So we have a lean-to, because we don't have a lean-to in the other settlement, right? No, we absolutely do. Okay, so we don't have to keep this around if we don't want to. We have another small and a medium-sized building as well. And you know, because we still don't have access to celestial income, I wonder if the smart thing to do is to build an exchange. We have a beast corral. Do we have mud huts in the other one? We do. Yeah, okay. Let's set up an exchange so that we can buy celestial ore so that we can get the upgrades going for the other buildings. And then, like, do I want a lean-to? What is the one that, okay, the lean-to upgrades still look like not very much like, I guess you can see the original shape of it here. What I'm thinking is maybe we want to demolish this, just set up a rally point and like a gold making building up here, because we are really having a hard time filling our army slots, but mostly it's a money problem, right? More than anything. Well, I guess we'll worry about it soon. Speaking of money problems, let's resolve some. All right, 1,500 gold in that chest. That's a good start. Okay, we picked up some new something. Yep, income gloves probably makes sense in the situation that we are in. Yeah, also, let me just say that, let me just apologize for the rate of these episodes coming out lately. I've been going through a lot of medical stuff. Hopefully, I think things are pretty much under control at this point. Ooh, y'all are looking a little thin. Can we grab some troops from this lean-to before we knock it over? Now here's the question: do we want to keep them separated for the essence or not? I guess so. I'm a little leery of separating them more than that. But yeah, I have spent so much time. I have been x-rayed so many times since the last one of these episodes came out. Hopefully things are settling down on that front. So where are we at on the tiers of our buildings? The Beast Corral isn't upgraded, but it could be. We were probably waiting on Glimmerweave. Let's definitely do that. You're upgraded. You are waiting on Celestial Ore. And you are waiting on Celestial Ore. Okay, yeah. So that is the thing. I do think it'll make more sense for this to just be a rally point, because like we don't need the additional bodies. We already don't have the money to reliably hire the ones we want. And then on top of that, it's like, well, I really want the Glimmerweave. 3 Glimmerweave versus 1,200 gold. I'm trying to remember what the prices are for things. You pay like 1,000 gold for each Glimmerweave when you buy it off the market, right? We probably should just take the Glimmerweave. In this case, I think we probably ought to take the troops. We touch this. All right, get some offense and stuff. So that's a source of Glimmerweave income. This is just a bunch of loot garbage laying on the ground behind an awful lot of Dreeth. $51 to $99. We could give that a shot. Yeah, I guess let's see. I hate to put it this way, but this is just Cheekham's army. You know, if we lose him, it's not like a big deal. Obviously, it would be better not to, but We can rebuild. The downside is that it will take time, right? And my biggest concern right now is that we might end up in a situation where we have, like I suspect, a Barian army coming in from the south of the map, still pursuing Rask, from the original map. So I don't know that we necessarily have all the time in the world. It may be the case that we need to get our shit figured out. All right, let's just form up around our man here. I guess it doesn't really matter if we put ourselves... Ordinarily, I try to put us in a position where we're avoiding getting attacked first. But it matters less here because you're always getting attacked first by Dreaths. You don't get any benefit from swinging at them. Even so, let's hold off contact for the first round. But we will all stay in the guarded position. Yeah, drawing close enough to them also necessitates that they will be able to hit me, so we'll just stand here for the moment. Do I want to try to lay down traps? Nah, it would be too easy for them to run around the traps at this point. It's just too much open land. Okay. Well, I don't know that there's any really fancy tricks to apply here. I think we just mob this one now that he's already spent his retaliation. Just have the others fully have at him. And wow, the amount of damage that you do is really poor, actually. I will just move to here and shoot at this guy. Jeez, that was worse than I was expecting it to be. All right, I definitely like a sabotage. Run down here, thwack you one, and then... Jeez. We're not going to be able to keep this thing off of us in any way. This doesn't really feel like a useful thing to do. I guess, you know what? At this moment, I expect that they're going to be able to kill our caster in a single hit. And obviously, casting the mist on the healer would be bad because the healer is about to attack. So I guess we'll just thin this group out. And this prevents them from getting any free hits on him. And then +1 damage. So 19 damage is an additional 2 Dreaths dead. That feels significant. Do I want to throw this up on somebody just for a tiny bit more damage? You know what? I think I will. Takes one of them off the stack. Boy, I don't know that we're getting out of this one, friends. Yeah, we might just be dead, actually. Throw some quick aggression, a couple stacks of aggression. I mean, they're losing troops way faster than we are, but yeah, we're not making this. What if we did a chaos step and then explosive fungi and just try to buy some distance? No, I think we're just losing this one. It does strike me that I did not do a very good job of distributing the poison from our ranged attacks. I don't know how much of a difference that would have made, but it's probably something to be thoughtful about. Well, I don't believe that these groups of troops respawn at all, so just throwing some extra damage on them, I think makes some sense. I don't believe that we're going to survive to actually attack. Yeah. All right, well, so it is. Definitely not quite on top of that one. It's all right. Rask is going to be running around. We're going to have time to rebuild. What's his face? The rally point up here is certainly not a high priority. All right, what about these troops? Risky, we read. Pikes. Is Pikeneers, is that... I don't know if that's the accepted verbiage. No, we have to be able to take that, right? Looking at our units? I think so. Let's see if we can get them. Also, they're in the direction of our actual mission objective. Like, I'm worried about Barya coming up from behind us, but we are supposed to be doing something. A company of Baryan slavers were locking young Rana into cages and preparing them for transport. Around them were the signs of violence and a battle the Rana had lost. More profit approaches. But we don't have enough cages to house you all. Step closer and we'll have to kill you, like the rest of your vermin friends. Your killing ends here. The Rana will be slaves no more. Okay, I like this. Seems like a pretty aggressive forward stance. I will say it doesn't seem like there's a lot of... Like, I really want the ranged units to have at least one stack of guards nearby, so we can put them in the way of oncoming traffic. All right. So the shooters have... Okay. We're going to make a move to fire that first shot. Try not to stand within their starting range. You're pretty fast. You can just wait here. Actually, here is fine. Yeah, because they'll have to move, they'll shoot a half-strength shot, and then they'll have to reload. And that'll give us time to close and work on them. Probably don't want to put myself directly in position to be meleeed by these huge ones. So I guess right here is the stop. And you can take a pot shot. The pikes seem pretty dangerous with their ability to fire at you, to melee attack from a distance and everything. Okay, I think that worked out about as well as we could possibly have hoped. I really, really do miss the +1 troop movement options from the order spells. It is a real shame that we're not able to move forward more effectively. But at the very least, let's try to make it really awkward for them to get to the ranged. Put ourselves in position to provide problems next turn. They are okay. So we have a spot here where they're standing, where Breath of the Phoenix is actually pretty all right. I think we're going to get more kills out of that than we are out of any other way of spending that essence. Plus, I really like doing it because it looks cool. That's a very fun way for a spell to look. I might actually just leave you right there because you can't be attacked. But they'll have to move forward into attack range. All right, that's working remarkably well. So yeah, just move into space here, get your defense, and ooh, those things do hit for a chunk. Yeah, the poison damage seems quite significant. That was 3 additional kills. So yeah, this is the time when we kind of want to push them a little bit. I want to make sure that we're getting poison onto their ranged units. The little bagpipe players are not built for violence. But they're going to do a pretty good job of holding my guards in place, I suppose. That's smart. I don't think it's wise for you to attack. There's no sense in messing with their essence. They don't have a caster. Yeah, I think I want to make them attack here. Yeah, the poison adds up really, really quickly. That said, we also definitely want to make sure that these things get murked, because they're not reloading right now. Okay, I think we took control of that situation pretty admirably. This is for sure happening. Yeah, I gotta say, these, what are these called? Brutes. They really don't have that much damage output. I guess we're seeing them in pretty small stacks. But yeah, they don't really pose that much threat, even if they do get through your lines. That one hurt, though. Okay, do we need another slot? The fact that improving melee again gives 10% melee resistance is cool. I think we're going to take that. Alright, what can we get from the dead? This round shield is kind of awful. I think in this case we actually do take the money, because I think we have enough items for both hands of our assembled units, right? Ooh, see, in this case, I'm sure there's a level cap for this map, and we're going to hit it at some point, but it just feels to me like leveling up is more important than troops that we could hire by just waiting a little while, provided that we actually do get the amount of time it takes to wait. A pouch of... Okay, no, sorry. There's a pouch of gold and an ever-burning fire. I was like, a pouch of ever-burning fire sounds dubiously valuable. As the Rana forces neared this cracked statue of a dragon, they heard a deep voice reverberate from the stone. Rask, the first rider, ascended. You must awaken the Ethdra. They live north, but their key is to the west. Okay, well, we were already on that anyway. That said, having this pot of gold, I think let's turn around and go reinforce. And it'll be a couple of turns before we can hire Cheekum back without paying an extra cost. That bog is not showing as being visited anymore. You get to interact with those things very frequently. Oh, I absolutely could have built this fungus farm by now. I'm just being slow. Okay, so... we need to buy 5 celestial ore to fix this. That is, in fact, a lot of money. But I think, like, we definitely want to make sure we have the upgrades on the ones that the troops are coming out of, right? That's pretty important. The gatherers and stuff can probably wait. This is a wild upgrade, visually speaking. So it has intimidating, which the other one has. It has burrow, which I think we faced one of these things before. We saw the burrow. 21 attack, 26 defense. Okay, so not a huge stat improvement, but still something. Obviously, better is better. You gain the ability to wait. Honestly, actually really powerful. Y'all are not stealthy by default, right? They're not. 6 offense, 2 defense. Okay, the Storm Guard get a much more significant actual stat increase from upgrading. Y'all have venom, but you're also giving the aura. Yeah, the upgrades are very significant. Rush forward until a blocker is reached. We have seen so many situations already where that would matter. And then we don't get to see what your upgrades look like. But yeah, let's push everything up to upgrade status. That's a lot of money right there. That's the rest of our money. Okay. Turns out hiring more troops is maybe a thing we're gonna have to wait on. But like obviously we want them to be upgraded, right? That feels pretty important. Okay, so we're almost there. That means, oops, I was gonna press the movement indicator button. I was gonna say we're gonna need to find a way to earn some money real quick. So you can come down here and get this other bubbling bog. Bunch of wood, and then we can sell quite a lot of wood on the market. Oh, right, we also have to upgrade the troops inside this army. When I did this kind of funny... Yeah, shoot. Okay. I did do that in kind of a funny way. Let's sell most of our wood. Right, like there's no reason we need to have much wood in excess of our stone. So that gets us a little bit more money to work with. Are all the troops in the garrison upgraded? They are now, and all it cost was basically everything. So I could just disband the one guard. That would make some space for some people. Gosh, they're really, really expensive to improve. Yeah, we can keep working on the ranged because we had a couple slots worth of ranged. But yeah, we're going to be at this for a minute. Is there anywhere around here that I can explore where there is gold, but I didn't get it? Well, there's this stuff, right? Yeah, okay. Let me, uh-oh. Is that... Those look like undead colors. Brother Hillar of the Unseen Society. Okay. It's down in an area that we can't quite reach yet. Let's upgrade a bunch more of my ranged troops into sages, and then I guess we'll get going. It would be awfully useful to have this money. Is that really the best way to do it? All right, well, you say so. Get walking. Is any of this stuff refreshing? Not really. I will buy 2 celestial ore to make this upgrade. It'll pay itself off eventually. Okay, so they're forming a settlement down there, which is easy enough to keep an eye on at least. Pick up some more combat buffs. Of course, always make sure you touch the bubbling bog. And yeah, the Barian troops have not... There's been no healing or anything. We should probably resurrect Cheekum. Okay, they just run away at this point. Fair enough. Makes sense to me. That's a pretty big chunk of spell damage resistance, and we're seeing that faction. We know that they have some pretty nasty magic available to them. Just a big flat magic resist buff, honestly, might be really valuable. Okay, well, definitely feeling a lot more powerful here, and I think we could probably take these guys too. Get this going and have it be at least a resource we can sell. As Rask, the first rider's forces neared the Glimmerweave source, they could see it was protected by a cluster of flying creatures with long, sharp claws and strange masks. A few of them darted away to the north, while the rest hissed in warning. Go back. Go to sleep, dusty Rana wielder. Ethel says, bad dragon. You're not creatures of the marsh. Leave now or meet your death. Sharp claws. That's true, we do have sharp claws. I'm so glad you noticed. I guess the thing that goes in the back should probably be the guy where there's only one of him. Yeah, I don't know if this is like a necessary difference in the campaign because of the unit types, or we definitely don't want these things getting to swing on us before we get to swing on them. Or if it's an element of like, if it's because I'm doing a better job of getting my unit production buildings together or what. But I definitely feel like we are having a very different problem with keeping our armies assembled this campaign than we were last one. But last time it was mostly about just getting enough bodies out of the buildings, and here it's we are just always broke. So yeah, I mean that's too much. I probably want you to stay approximately there, or maybe even like we'll bias a little bit to the side here. Part of what I like about this is that it lets the caster run backwards a little, which might actually be smart. Sadly, you have no ability to attack without opening yourself up to counterattack, so we'll just wait. Okay, pretty much what I expected. So this is just rush forward until you hit something. I think we're probably just not even moving you. You're staying there to provide stats. And then yeah, we gotta roll in and start breaking stuff. I think we'll start here just to provide the maximum zones of control. Make this really dense and awkward for our enemies to move through. Get your own high ground and feast. And then let's fuck some shit up. So even though we're not inside deadly range, I'd have to move 2 spaces to get deadly range on them, and that doesn't seem very smart. Although I could run to here. Yeah, you know what? This is okay. The water will protect us on this side. Does the damage on the poison, based on the strength of its attack? So I don't, what that does not make super clear to me is whether the poison is based on like, is poison fired from deadly range more damaging, right? That's what I want to know. All right, y'all have 8 health 17 times. So this does 60 damage. Yeah, let's just almost kill you right then and there. That could have gone a whole lot worse. Whole lot worse. And we didn't even lose any upgraded units. So at this point, I think we want to tear down the lean-to. And construct the, spawning pool. I guess it doesn't have to be right this second, but why not? Okay. I like that that's kind of an expensive building. I think it does a good job of communicating its value in that way. Do we want to put our friend back together yet? Yes, it is free to do so. So why not? The one hunter he spawned with was behind the times. And like now we have a legitimate question as to what troops do we even want to give you, because I want to make sure that Rask's army is in really good shape. So I think you might hang out for a second. Go get some XP or whatever. Accumulate buffs for later. But maybe don't do anything significant right now. Okay, another one of them running through there. Interesting. Oh, the bubbling. Okay, the bubbling pot is visited already. Well, we may as well swing back through these temporary combat buffs. Just put them all back up for next fight. So, okay, they're really reinforcing and building out there. I wonder if that's something I need to be like trying to deal with more quickly. My inclination is certainly to press westward. Alright, so let's try to cap you out first. Finish this. That's right. I need to go all the way back to town if I want to upgrade my units anyway. Well, I will take filling the stack from that at least. All right, yeah. Let me head back to town. I forgot the spawning pool is not doing a whole lot for us at this moment. You're certainly not going to be winning any fights anytime soon. Is there not a ton of scouting to be done, I suppose? We can take a look over here, but I'm sure that there will be enemies on the way to the Ethdraw. Ooh, 10% spell damage power. Okay, so a lot of stuff that's been visited by enemy already. Not a huge surprise there. A gold mine with a non-purple flag outside. Interesting. I suppose we will just help ourselves to that if I am allowed. Oh, it looks like they might have some intention of stopping us. So if we were to turn all of our guards into protectors, that would collapse 2 slots and certainly make life a lot easier. However, it is a tremendously expensive operation. Yeah, it's one that I have every intention of doing anyway, but it is tremendously expensive. Okay, this is mine. You probably can't catch me all the way up here. I'm gonna try to just run up and reveal as much stuff as I can before getting caught. This Marsh monument is certainly interesting looking. And this is just west of our settlement. Oh, hey, there's celestial ore up there. All right, that is something that is worth going to get, I'm sure. Wow, she's fast. Holy hell, she's fast. This army was surprisingly led by a young woman dressed in overalls, with a belt of tools at her waist and covered in grime. She did not look like a mercenary, as she cautiously approached the Rana open-handed. Okay, maybe good signs. Hello there, I'm Mary Wondercraft. I've never properly talked to Rana before, so I figured I'd take the opportunity. Oh, humans never talk. There's always violence and death, but no more. Well, sometimes violence is the answer, but far from always. I didn't come here to fight, even if that does tend to happen near the swamps. Well, if humans didn't go where they're not welcome, there would be no fights. Why did you come? I'm studying the ancient portals, trying to repair them. With a little tinkering, a wielder could use them to travel vast distances with ease, even as far as the island of Arleon. Arleon? I don't want to go there. Oh, to think, I used to play around old stones like these when I was a youngling. Really? Well, if you tell me where they are, and have more humans come, there is only one good human, and you are not him. Defend yourself. Chica, it's just you. I feel like Cheekum should have fled. What is wrong with you? Okay, well now she's up by her settlement and she's angry, so I don't necessarily love the way that turned out. Cheekum has no self-preservation instincts. Okay, there we go. Now we can start converting and filling spaces, and that said, obviously, there's going to be a bit more standing around. Okay, she recapped the gold mine, but we did get it for one turn. Okay. So after this next turn, we'll be fully upgraded at least. And now it's just a matter of figuring out what else to put in this army. I wonder if, like, now that she's spawned, I wonder if she'll come after us. So I for sure want to fill up a second slot of those. Unseen Society making themselves nuisances already. Yeah, we need more expansion. We need to claim more things. Okay, so now that we've got that, what else? I would love to actually fill the slot of crawlers. And like, what do you guys actually do? You provide a ton of energy, or a ton of essence. That's weird. The tooltip came up and then, there we go. Minus defense to the enemy troops, minus initiative to enemy troops, and even worse to enemies within one hexagon. Actual attack stats are not amazing, but the debuffs are cool. And to be honest with you, I would love to bring in I'd love to bring in a stack of riders. I should probably actually hire some stuff. I think I'm prioritizing filling that out. It is a bummer to just stand around here. We can probably go and wreak some havoc with this army. Probably go and earn some extra money at least. Yeah, there's stuff up here. There's got to be stuff worth doing. And now that we're fully upgraded, we can do our recruiting at the spawning pool. Where was that? Okay, that glimmer weave mine is actually really nearby. So I'm a little surprised that army didn't come down here and attack us. All right, let's finish capping that out, which we have just barely enough money for. I can afford a single additional guard. And then I basically can't move again. Let's just wait in place for a turn. And do we want to grab more guards, or do I want to start building out that other slot? Well, for right now, I suppose, like, unless we're going to really put a lot of stuff in that other slot, it does feel like a little bit wasteful. We could start jamming ranged units in. I really want riders. They have such good essences. Alright, maybe we bring a small number of riders and we just don't expose them to much danger. I will, in fact, take the money this time. What's the story with these skeletons? How, Okay, well, the bandits right here are looking pretty soft. We should probably just deal with that first. I will fight these bandits in their hideouts. We can probably do this a little bit differently. I don't want anybody to start all the way out there. All right, let's try it like this. Very important to minimize casualties here. Okay, so pretty standard bandit troops. It looks like we get to go basically before all of them, so... Costs 1 movement and ends the turn. So if I put you here... Oh, he doesn't attack at the end of it. That's interesting. Well, our ranged units will probably solve the rest of the problem. I will admit, I assumed that that was going to end with an attack. I'm glad we got to try that in such a low-stakes situation. A place where being surprised that way didn't end with us losing a stack of units. All right, what do we get from that? We get, hell yeah. Okay, a lot of stuff. And their bubbling pot. 300 gold worth of whatever stew they were making. No big surprises there. I maybe, you know, perhaps I'm not leveling my wielders very evenly. That's a possibility. All right, it does look like everybody's content not to, like, press us. Which I guess I appreciate. Okay, permanent +1 movement. With all this Glimmerweave income, I think I'd rather have the money. Ooh, that's an ore mine down there. We have to go get that. These risen undead were clad in armor and carried old shields. The corruption around them made the blood of the Rana run cold. It's okay, I guess it's interesting to note that it doesn't already do that. And you know what skeletons are like. Your kind doesn't know peace. Yeah. Today they're on a fight. The swamp totally kicks your ass, etc. Okay, just 3 little stacks of skeletons. Not exactly terrifying. And in fact, we probably want to be pretty aggressive with this. Remove from battle for 1 round, then appear in target hex without any movement. So you'll be probably able to attack on that turn, but not move. And so you have to predict where there are still going to be enemies in like a turn or so. We're going to practice with it a little bit. I do wish that there was a bit more of an obvious, like, you know, an indicator on the ground that's like, this is where you targeted your burrow. What if it's under somebody? Yeah, part of me really does want to just, like, charge all the way in there. Even when you mouse over him, you can't see what it was. That's interesting. But I think I'm just gonna stay way back with the riders. Alright, let's blow up their defenses and okay. If the burrow is blocked, you don't go anywhere. See, we're learning important things. Poison ticking on all of them. These ones don't have any retaliations. That's right, we attacked with the guards at the beginning of the round. Okay, so Burrow's a little tricky to use. We're just gonna defense up, and we're gonna shoot this guy a bunch. So this is destruction and creation. Yeah, we don't have enough destruction to do both. 66 damage on these guys. There's only 3 of them. I think we're probably better off just nuking their defenses, right? Probably. Part of the problem I'm still having here is that I still don't have a good grasp on like exactly the change of a point of defense or whatever. Like, I don't know how to know when the damage is better than the defense reduction would be. This is actually really interesting. I don't think we need more command slots right now. We're having a hard enough time keeping the armies full as it is. But I think I'm going to take creation magic. We are not yet facing a lot of enemies who are actually doing magic damage. So our need to mitigate it, obviously, is somewhat reduced by that. Let's draft you a whole bunch of these dudes, at the very least. Okay, now we have some actual ore income, and that's just a wild lean-to in the middle of nowhere. We're getting pretty close to the F draw. I'm gonna resist my urge to turn around and refill the army and see if I can't figure out our mission objectives. But there's that lady. Rumors of more wielders awakening across the Great Marsh were true. A respected shaman named Msugna maybe, had for a long time been teaching the Rana how to work with the giant beasts known as tremors. And just recently she had been seen doing magic, calling down fire and destruction to defend a camp from bandits. If Rask called upon her, she would come. Is that rules text? It is. We gained a leader here. Plus 40% spell damage. Okay, interesting. So I don't remember exactly what was in that army. I'm gonna back up here. We know they're fast. If she comes running at Rask, remember, Rask's army can't just absorb a loss. If Rask's army loses a battle, we lose the campaign. We have to reload from save, so let's get you some of these guys. Hopefully she just won't pursue us. Okay. Every settlement or town you control allows for 1 spot, and your large settlement allows you an additional spot at tier 3. Okay. Did not actually know what the mechanics were for the math on how many wielders you can have. Alright, well, since we got pushed back anyway, let's go ahead and do some recruiting here. I'll have to wait a second on some of these. Alright, so this money gets me 5 protectors, nearly refilling my stack, or gets me 3 more riders. I'm actually really pretty into the riders. Let's resolve this skeleton problem real quick, I suppose. Seems these skeleton warriors had risen from the broken earth around them, waiting, watching, and around them a corruption spread into the marsh. Yep, okay. Why do you even bother trying to converse with the skeletons? It comes out the same way every single time. These skeletons never ever have anything interesting to say. Also, apologies, I'm pretty sure I just heard my my board game arena turn start. Could probably have muted that. So, yeah, I guess... Okay, we'll just move you to here. So I'm thinking we want to put, like... big dude up here. Obviously, we want our ranged units taking the high ground on that. Oh, look at all of them. Just look at how delicious they are. All right, you're gonna... So cost 1 movement, ends the turn. And it just... I assume it just drops you down to last place. Alright, just getting some poison out. I think I don't really want to move you this first turn. I don't know if I want to move you either. So we do have a pretty decent Breath of the Phoenix. We can't quite do the great big gas cloud, which is what I'd really be interested in. This is probably a pretty good turn for a sabotage, though. And then their spell resistance is all fucked up. We can also put up an earth block. I'm actually gonna do that right there. And we may as well, like, harm the initiative of the one in front. And then now this earth block. Yeah, I think I feel okay just pushing forward. Alright, you should be able to do a hilarious amount of damage over here. And also provide some decent intimidation. Spread that poison around. Yeah, I mean, it's adding up, right? It's taking significant chunks out of these stacks. Yep, the cavalry are doing excellent work. The crawlers can still eat just about pretty much anything you point them at. I like this army composition. I like this army composition very much, in fact. I think we're onto something here. Alright, am I allowed to use this portal for portal stuff? Well, there's no way to know that this turn, sadly. I don't have any money to use for hiring right now. Take the gold, and then... Indeed. Some Fey nobles who do not stand a chance against us. Yeah, let's see what we can do out here in this garden. Towering furred creatures with elegant and deadly antlers face the Rana. That's not how commas work. They bore staves that glowed, and all could feel the tingle of the essence in the clearing. They come. We hoped it was false prophecy, but that hope is lost. You will lose more than hope if you do not stand aside. We will lose our lives if necessary to stop you. There is still some hope. Okay, I tried. I feel like that was a very clear warning. This is on them. I think I'd rather have these units a little closer together. Okay, they stacked up pretty bottom heavy there. When these things aren't upgraded, yeah, okay. When they're not upgraded, they don't yet have the double attack. So, where's your ranged attack? I could like burrow to here, let's say. I don't think that ranged unit's going to move very far forward. Alright, I'm going to try to just maintain a spot that is safe, well defended. I like that he just ceded the high ground to me. That feels pretty important. Okay, so if this thing doesn't move, that's okay with us. But I'd like it to move forward a little bit so it loses its damage bonus. Just get the poison up here. And I would like to delay my turn, please. Oh, that's actually really, really good in this case. I'm super happy about that. Okay, chose to stay still. I think that works really well for us. How much movement do I have? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just trying to make sure I'm spending as much as possible before we get this high ground attack off. I mean, there's no reason for you not to take this kill. Although also that guy was definitely dead from poison damage already. Surprise! That's fun. I could have cast some spells or something. I was way too into waiting for the burrower to come up. I don't know if that's a thing worth doing. It costs an awful lot of time, but it is very funny. Okay, we did hit the XP max. So I don't know what happens to our XP from here. I'm going to take combat training, I think. Like, is it just wasted? Does it turn into money? Okay, 7 offense. Sure did beat the main hand we were using. Bunch of huge Fabies standing around. Looks like this area's been looted already, so maybe we turn back and get whatever's on this branch first. And you have been bestowed with a little bit of cash. Let's finish that stack up. Okay, this army is at least able to put up a little bit of a fight now. I have to say, I'm really liking the guards. I was not super into the big fat guard troops for the last faction we played. These guys in particular, but yeah, guard frogs seem very good actually. We have no quarrel with you, Rana, but we will not let you pass. Well, if you won't stand aside, we will have a quarrel. I'm out of patience with trespassers in the marsh. We horned ones stand against the undead and the Barians. No one will pass while we yet live. So be it, horned ones. Life returns to the marsh. Even yours. Rana? I feel like he just said, hey, listen, we're pretty much just here to kill your enemies. And I think that deserves a moment's consideration. Maybe we could work something out, you know? Alright, well these idiots don't stand a chance. It's a shame I can't get high ground. But yeah, there's not going to be enough left of them by the time, by retaliation time to actually deal any damage to the stack. Oh, we did lose one guard. I'm kind of surprised that stack didn't just run away and give us the XP. Maybe stacks with which you have dialogue don't have the option. But yeah, that was totally trivial. Okay, so we're a ways north of where we started here, which is certainly curious. How y'all stacked to 10? I will take on some of these for this army just to sort of play with them. What else do I want? I mean, honestly, what I want is burrowers. Burrowers seem totally bananas. All right, 3,300 extra gold is extremely welcome. Vision over this part of the forest, probably not necessary, but I'll take it. You only get 500 gold from pillaging large enemy buildings, but I guess, you know, the main value is that the enemies, in theory, are no longer producing troops from that building. Obviously, it's not so relevant here. Okay, full stack of those, and then, like, do we want... These things stack to 30 with 50 health each. These stack to 10 with 40 health each. They're not really, like, an equivalent... I'm trying to figure out what these do. What are aside from being a buffing troop, can we use them as blockers? They don't really do all that much. Like, I guess they have pretty good damage output. Their offense is not amazing. Yeah, so if they're more of an offensive troop, maybe I do want to pick up a unit of protectors for the 4th slot in this army. Okay. All this extra loot is really helping things out. I think that I'm going to go ahead and just call it here for today. That's going to be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about the delays and stuff. Like I said, I've been having a lot of health problems lately. I think I'm on the other side of, like, my testing battery and whatnot. So fingers crossed, and, you know, hopefully good news from here. When you come back next time, which hopefully will be pretty damn soon, we are going to continue looting this forest, turning should-be allies into enemies for really no reason other than this game's verbs are mostly combat-oriented, and hopefully not getting murdered by all of the really powerful armies we're seeing wandering around the edges of our kingdom. And we'll see you then.